Llewellyn, good to see him back starting a game after the injury problems he's had, and also Ian Goff, who I understand may get called up to the Wales squad. It's between him and Chris Wyatt as a probable replacement for Michael Owen to go to Australia. As for the rest, well, a lot of youngsters, as we've been talking about. A couple to look out for. Richard Carter, he's playing on the right wing for Neath, under-21 player, lightning quick according to Ling Jones. Keep an eye out for him. And Simon Peters playing in the back row, another under-21 player, came on in midweek against Bridgend. For Newport, new name at number 10, another under-21 player, Michael Hook. Great things expected of him, he's playing tonight. And at number 8, Rhys Jones, another young player who packs down tonight alongside Andy Powell and Gareth Gravel.
Cheers, Graham. Thanks very much. Just to put some faces and names to the whole picture. Stuart, you fancy the home team?
I do indeed, yes. I think they are stronger on paper. We can see the line-up here now. Adrian Durston at full-back. We're actually in amongst a good back three there. Richard Carter, we see what he can do on the wing there. But breaking news, Alan Bateman in the centre was supposed to be his last hurrah. He's struggled through the warm-up and he won't be playing. He's replaced by John Lyshan. Sean Connor, he's been in great form at outside half, and Patrick Hogan a chance inside him. Roland Phillips, my teammate on the touchline at Bridgend last week. Let's see how the old dog does this evening in amongst all the action. And a second row pairing that certainly will produce for what is a talented backline. Barry Williams suspected broken hand for 2 minutes, but he's there in the front row to start things off for Neath this afternoon. Duncan Jones recovered from his problems at Llanelli.
OK, Newport are also pursuing a policy of giving the youngsters a chance, although Ben Breeze, their experienced winger, he's having an outing at fullback tonight. Andy Marinos in the centre alongside Nathan Brew, who is Neath born and bred. Outside half, Michael Hook, one of the youngsters, keep an eye on him. David Llewellyn, rather more experience at scrum half. Rhys Jones at number 8. Andy Powell, he's on the blind side. Ian Goff is the captain in the second row. New names, David Patterson on the loose head, and Rhys Thomas plays on the tight head. Well, there we go, Stu. Bit of an anticlimax. We tried to give Alan Bateman a real send-off, and he's given us one of his own. I'm not playing.
Yeah. So much for the big farewell, but the fairy tale ending not to be had. But he can't mess up everything he's done for the last 18 years.
He came out for the warm-up and warmed up, and then went to have some treatment. That's it. Great shame.
Yeah, I spoke to him after he came off, didn't he, in Bridgend in the week, and I was concerned that perhaps it was a recurrence of that rib injury that he had. But it wasn't. He came off after 45 minutes. He was happy with everything, planned substitution. So this must be a fresh injury that he sustained.
Oh, just to confirm that John Lyshan will play in the centre instead of Alan Bateman. Might just alter things. I mean, it would have been an emotional occasion here at the Knoll.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people have turned up as well. That's another consideration. They've turned up to say goodbye to Alan. He's would have put a few people on the crowd. Andy Moore in picture there. He's on the bench. Just drifted out of picture, but I understand it'll be his last appearance for Neath as well when he comes on second half. So a few goodbyes.
Kevin Phillips there on the right. We followed him on scrum 5 as coach of Newcastle Emlyn. Had a little run in the cup, talking to his old mucker Gareth Llewellyn there. Gareth, of course, who's on Welsh duty, not available for these closing fixtures. Well,
when you talk about enduring careers, I mean, Gareth Llewellyn is right up there with him. I mean, Kevin Phillips, he played with Alan Bateman being and gone, but Gareth Llewellyn still going strong.
David Watkins, chairman of Newport, coming into the ground. And we can hear from Alan Bateman, who is not playing tonight.
Alan, we've given you the big build-up and now you've pulled out. What's the problem?
Yeah, I was quite desperate to play tonight, and I got injured against Bridgend on Tuesday night. Lynn gave me until last minute to see if I was fit. I had a bit of a run out in the warm-up and it just wasn't right, and if I can't give my all, there's no point going on just for the applause of walking off. Just get it, really.
What is the injury?
Quad strain. It's something, a bit of a reaction from the Llanelli game, I think, after not playing for so long. And you know, the old body not sort of healing as well as it used to, I guess.
Old body, people talked about this being definitely your last game. Is it definitely, or is it definitely maybe?
Definitely for Neath, and that's all. I mean, we got Bridgend Blue Bulls, and we got probably the Parish next year. So I'm looking forward to continuing next year.
So there's a few more miles on the clock just yet.
I feel as good as ever, and until I can't get on a field, and I'm going to keep on going.
Well, sorry to not see you here this evening. Just tell us quickly about some of the youngsters here tonight. Anybody from Neath we should look out for?
We've put two young boys in today. One on the wing, Richard Carter, and Simon, who come on against Bridgend at flanker. He's looking a good prospect, and I'd like to see Sean Marsden have a run on the wing, because I think he's a good young player. He's only 23, and he's well worth his position in any team.
Alan, thanks very much. Enjoy your summer of rugby league.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Alan.
If you receive a recommendation from Alan Bateman, I think it's worth keeping an eye on the players he mentions.
Yeah, real shame. I'm sure, knowing Alan as the guy that he is, I think it would have been very important to him to have had this last game this evening. It's a shame things haven't worked out for him.
Yeah, I've seen them all in worse, Nick.
Yeah.
It used to be a corrugated pitch where there's a lot of mud around, but it's very good tonight.
It is, and let's hope the guys buy into that and throw it about a bit. Nothing on the game. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, we say there's nothing on it, but there's always a little bit of something. You cannot come to the knoll at half cock. You will simply get spanked.
No, and I think Ray made the point there that we've talked about the youngsters, but there's a lot of quality in that Neath team, and they'll be looking to play some good rugby, I'm sure. Okay,
just before we go to Gareth and Phil, just a question to you, Phil. You've been one of the ace pundits, top of the chart material this season, and of course a bit below Charlo, who is champion, I think. Who do you fancy, boys?
Well, I did fancy Neath very strongly with Alan Bateman playing. It's a big blow he's dropped out there, but I think they've got the strength up front. They're at home, and there's no easy game at the Knoll, and they'll want to go out with a flourish, so it's Neath for me tonight.
Yeah, I think you've got to fancy Neath as favourites to start. Let's see what the Newport youngsters can do. Nathan Brew, one of them, that is well worth keeping an eye on. Very talented youngster, as Ed was saying, from this locality. And Andy Powell, who Toulouse have been very, very interested in, offering him big bucks apparently.
Playing blindside tonight, Gareth, and big task for him. And here we go. There's the Neath side coming on. Nice to see Duncan Jones playing tonight. Took a bit of a battering last Saturday, but he's back on there, and great occasion for the young players tonight.
And there is one other game being played tonight at the Arms Park, and I'm sure Phil will want to keep half a year out on that one. And Phil, we'll keep you and the rest of the viewers updated with what's happening in the game between Cardiff and Llanelli.
Good to see Barry Williams playing, because he hurt his hand on Tuesday. I thought he'd be out for the season. Bit of experience in the Neath front row.
Still only 29 years old, not that old for a hooker. And Shane Williams, another Williams in the team, is only 25 years old. He wants to add to the 10 caps that he's got under his belt.
I think at the moment probably the most exciting back in Welsh rugby playing. At least give him the ball this evening. I'm sure he'll want to go out on a high.
Referee this evening, Phil Fear. Newport in their change strip. Neath in the traditional all black for the final match of this season at the Knoll. Matthew Vita got there first, knocked it on slightly, and Neath trying to make use of that advantage they have. A rather untidy start to proceedings. It is fairly low-key at the Knoll. Ian Goff, captain for this evening, back in the second row after a few outings at 6 for Newport this season. Andy Marinos stepping up to take the pressure off young Michael Hook, the outside half, and laying it back very nicely indeed. And Newport sensibly just nursing the young outside half into the game. It was Rhys Thomas who took it on that time. There is Hook with his first touch to Nathan Brew. He'll attack, and that's a good pass as well to Andy Powell. Powell swivels out of a couple of tackles, and he's still going. Oh, terribly weak tackling by the Neath defence. And Andy Powell says, thank you very much indeed. That is a gift in the first minute to Andy Powell.
Yeah, give him full credit for scoring the try, but I'm sure Lynn Jones will be livid if there's nothing at stake there. Neath certainly showed it that way, because the tackling was abysmal. And Roland Phillips, much to his annoyance, I'm sure, will be annoyed, because when they work it down there, there's nothing really on, there's no gaps there. goes through half a gap, but just look at the tackling. There's one tackle missed by Roland Phillips, he spins away. There's another tackle missed by the winger, and Durston, no effort at all. And he just strolls in, really, and it may be the end of the season of rugby, but not quite barbarian stuff in that style.
The captain will have to have firm words with his team and have a little look at himself as well. Every single one of those would-be tackles was high. It was just arms out, nothing at all behind them, and easy for somebody like Andy Powell to use his strength and speed, get over under the posts for Michael Hook to convert.
Yeah, when you see Andy Powell, you realise what a good runner he is. Very, very quick, very direct, great with ball in hand, but look, as you quite rightly say, Gar, nobody went low to take the big man, and he's overjoyed.
And put a few more euros on his name as far as Toulouse are concerned.
Advantage! Roll away back! Still advantage!
Hook knew immediately he wasn't going to reach touch. The referee was playing an advantage anyway to Newport, so they'll have the luxury of a scrum.
Go in there. Top of the kick. Hold! Engage! Yes. Ease up. Ease up. Ease up on the far side. Ease up. And hold. Engage. Yes, go. Coming in.
Driving in from Paul James was the offence, and quickly taken by David Llewellyn. And again, the first step tackling from Neath leaves a bit to be desired. Well, a possible bit of blocking by Matthew Vita, good pick up by Marinos, and lovely little quick offload by Hook to Vita once again.
Advantage over.
Llewellyn, it's a packed blindside for Newport, and there could be gaps there, well taken by Nathan Brew. Navarro sensibly offers him the inside track as they get ever nearer the touchline. Rhys Thomas, the tight head, takes it to within 10 metres of the Neath try line. Michael Hook to Alex Cadwallader. Plenty of possession for Newport in the early stages, but that one taking a little bit too long to re-emerge.
But good play, full of confidence, moving the ball forwards and backs involved there. And Newport at the moment looking far livelier than Neath. Bad tackling by Neath so far. There's the man with the closed eyes.
Duncan Jones, well, he's recovered a fair bit.
Yeah.
Well, he was known as the polar bear. After Llanelli, I think he was known as the panda.
Hold.
He certainly had two beautiful black eyes.
Right shoulders. Okay, go. Stay down.
Marinos trying to bring in Luque Navarro. Rather telegraphed and easy to defend, but the possession is there once again. And Matthew Vita has seen a fair bit of ball in his hands in the opening 4.5 minutes. Llewellyn. It's Nathan Brew trying to battle his way over.
Hands away.
It's good continuity from Newport. They're keeping the ball alive. But Neath have plenty of men in defence, and Navarro is out there on his own. And with no immediate support, Neath managed to win the ball back. Paul James, the tight head, down on it. And Dave Tuetti has his kick charged down. So it will be a Neath throw.
Early days, and Nathan Brew in the centre is looking very sharp for Newport. Strong and elusive player. Navarro, no support on the outside, did well there to try and keep the ball alive. Mari not supporting well, but quite scrappy there.
Numbers, guys. You had one too many.
Newport's maths letting him down on that occasion. They won too many in the shortened line-out that had been called by Neath.
Numbers now. Numbers.
Sean Connor has had another good season for Neath. Coach Lynn Jones looking on bigger things in mind with the Swansea-Neath combination from the summer.
There's young Nathan Brew in the centre, quality player guard. They need to get the ball quick and fast.
Stay on the 15.
Sir Rhys Jones at the tail. Not straight, say the fans. Play on, says Phil Fear.
Hands away, don't come in.
Marinos trying to find Navarro coming off the wing alongside him. Not knocked on, says the referee. Llewellyn looking for the angle. Howell Jenkins just trapping it first. And that's not a bad little kick from the winger either. Forces Andy Powell to come scurrying across and just side-foot it out of play.
I know people say there's not a lot at stake this evening. Guys like Ian Goff in the second row won the big game because if Michael Owen is unavailable for the tour, he and Chris White are fighting for the spot. So they'll be up for it tonight, some of these players.
Talking to Ian Goff before the cup final against Llanelli, and he was saying he was desperate to get back in on the international setup, so he will certainly be looking for a big game.
On your feet.
Twetti using his strength in midfield. Howell Jenkins running on very effectively as well. Hogan, Sean Connor. High tackle from Andy Powell. Advantage is still being paid by the referee for the previous offence. And that advantage not forthcoming. Oh! And Shane Williams absolutely poleaxed by David Llewellyn.
Skip back. Skip back. Come here. Come here.
The good thing, Gareth, while we listen to the referee, Shane Williams has not acted. He's got off on the floor. Doesn't want to put a fellow professional in trouble by, by swanning it. But it was a high tackle.
Number call 6 red, please. Number 6 red. That's all I want. No need. Oh, no problem. You come in. Yeah, no problem. Okay. First offence coming from yourself with a high tackle, followed by one. I was quite happy with yours. Just keep it down, please. Okay. Don't come in. You didn't do nothing silly, but it's going to be a penalty to you for the first one. Okay. Okay, you've done it. Yes, I believe to me.
Yeah, Phil Fear was quite happy with Di Llewellyn's tackle. So was Di Llewellyn. Not quite sure Shane Williams agrees.
No, I think Di said he took a dive. Well, I'll have to have a look at it again, Gar, but I think Shane Williams isn't the type of guy to take a dive. He went down there.
He took a dive because I think he took a forearm on the chin.
Yeah. I'm looking at him very, very. There he goes to take the quick one. Come inside there. Oh, well, if that was taking a dive, then yeah.
So David Llewellyn will be public enemy number 1 at the Neath for the remainder of this evening.
The one thing it has is lifted the crowd a little bit, and they should have lifted this Neath side because, Roland Phillips doesn't normally react, but he was very annoyed with it. But fair play, he was down, he was hurt, but he got up, didn't do any dying swan act.
I was going to say, interesting to see Andy Marinos taking over the kicking duties. Why is the question? Oh, nice pass from Shane Williams to Dave Twetti. Good tackle though from Cadwallader. And that's a free ball. There it was. Then they came in from the side.
Well, why Marinos is kicking, I don't know, Gareth, because Michael Look can strike the ball there, and he sliced that ball. Surely as a full back and fly off, he can kick the ball safely into touch.
Assume that Andy Marinos is the vice captain, so what he says behind goes.
Yeah, Shane Williams having a quick take, tap and take, go in on the inside. Well, it's definitely around the throat area, and he says straight away he's taking a dive, but I think, that was a high tackle, shouldn't be penalised.
Duncan Jones straight into the heart of the Newport defence. Hogan to Barry Williams. Nice pass to Andy Newman. Equally nice to Patrick Hogan. Williams back inside. Meant for Durston, picked off by Hogan. In goes Lyndon Bateman. One Bateman who is playing tonight. Twetti. It's all a bit slow now though. It gives Newport a chance to come up with them in defence. Roland Phillips to Barry Williams, the two most experienced Neath players out there. Morgan back to the blind again. Connor. Durston skips away from the first and the second. Andy Newman driving straight on, getting an extra metre and getting Neath going forward again. Twetti probes midfield. Powell and Vita together close that gap. Connor, good pass almost, but it's straight into the hands of Luque Navarro, and he's home. No doubt at all about that. They can give up the chase any time they like. soon as the ball went into his hands, he was gone. It was a good idea by Sean Connor, what he wanted against the cluttered midfield, but in the end, it all went rather badly wrong as Luke Nabarro, 75 metres later, just dots it down underneath the posts.
Yeah, and I think the thing that it was such slow ball coming back from Neath all the time. Connor wanted to drift the long pass. Nabarro spotted it maybe half a yard outside, but he's not going to hang about there. And even Shane Williams can't catch him. The left wing took his chance very, very well underneath the post. And Neath will be very, very unhappy because they were in the centre. They were doing the attacking. When you get a man of this pace, you know, look, he just pins his ears back. Good running action and no chance whatsoever. Durston was up in the line and Sean Connor took the chance with a long pass. But he said thank you very much and excellent try.
Yeah, good scoring record in Bristol, did Nabarro. Played fair bit of sevens, played international rugby for Hong Kong and showed his speed well. And that doubles Newport's lead. It was unlucky because there's a two-man overlap there for Neath. Had it missed Nabarro.
Yeah, the men were on the outside. He's looking for the long pass there. And he's in the line, you know. God,
and Shane Williams had one more man outside him as well.
Yeah, and he'd worked across from his other wing as well.
The idea was right, or maybe had it been the lobbed pass over the top, perhaps would have worked. But the execution, just fatally, that little bit out. Morgan.
Okay, he's up there.
Not too sure that he knew too much about it as he charged it down.
And that's perhaps why Marinos was taking the kicking guard, because Michael looked there took a little bit too long, and he was good chasing up for the Neath scrum half. Neath will be desperate to get a try here. A little bit too long, and Hogan, a good scrum half, put him under pressure, and the young fly half gets his kick charged down. Neath will be desperate to get something from this scrum.
Short ball this time from Connor to Shane Williams. But scrum half David Llewellyn had gone in to the base of the scrum before the ball had come out.
And they're having a bit of a team talk here. Do they go for the 3 points or do they put it in the corner and go for the try? I think they may go for the corner because they're 14 points down.
Just hope that's not the injury that kept Llewellyn out of rugby for 2 whole years.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Gar, one of the main contenders to be, you know, the Welsh scrum half, and he's had horrendous luck with injuries, and let's hope it's not that.
There's Simon Raiwalui, the Newport club captain.
We have to wait for races, and that's in the laws, guys. Understand? Are we okay? How are we doing?
There's the Scrum 5 website.
How is he?
And remember, Scrum 5 live coming from Reading, the Medeski Stadium on Sunday. Programme on air at 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock kick-off. Castra against Caerphilly. The whole of that match for you.
Vital line out here for Newport. Barry Williams must find somebody like Newman, and I think here catch and drive, very difficult to stop if they do it properly. Oh.
Good work though by Goff to get in ahead of Bateman. Very, very important take by the Newport captain.
Great take by Goff there, because Neath there just wanted to take and drive over, and he got in front of him. Good take by the second row.
And the kick being half charged down means it's a Newport throw as well, so it's an extra bonus for Newport. Not just did they get the kick in, they get the throw as well. As the evening sun just fades in the background and the shadows grow longer. Nice to see any kind of sun these days. When bringing up the chalk desk, but it had gone out of play where the touch judge signifies.
Cross and then hit the line, that's it.
Huge plus here for Ian Goff. Got in front of the jumper and denied Neath quality ball. Good play by the second row.
That time Bateman got it, but Neath were 30 metres further downfield. Nobody on the blind side at all for Neath.
Look how slow the ball is, guys.
Very, very slow indeed.
He's up there, a pair of him.
I looked at counted, they had 5 backs waiting in line quite deep there, but the ball is so slow, and that's the trouble with Welsh rugby at the moment. The backs can't work a quick ball. Good drive in by Latian, but look, it's hanging there. Patrick Hogan saying, look, you know, and they're driving across there. You know, it's a mess, it's a shambles there.
Free kick going against the Neath front row.
Hands away! Hands away!
Michael Hook inside his own 22. That's a fair old boot. Wind assisted, I think. Adrian Durston would have wanted it to go dead. He's left-footed naturally anyway. And that's an excellent strike back from the Neath full-back.
Yeah, just looking at the touch, just flag there, you know, blowing very, very strongly in Newport's favour. And there, Durston did very well to strike that ball 40, 50, 40, 45 metres. Look at the strength of that wind.
Good, keep it there.
So Newport with a 14-point lead, 2 tries here. It's just a kick apiece at the Arms Park, and midway through the first half. Cardiff 3, Llanelli 3, the score in that one. Rhys Jones safe at the tail again for Newport.
Don't pull him down, don't pull him down. That's his second try.
David Pattison, loose head, is the one leading the way. Now Vita and James Richards take it over halfway. Hook, Marinos, a lot of running off the ball. Not taken cleanly by Ben Breeze. Not knocked on, says the referee. Marinos with the dive pass. Hook. Again, it's a good strike. He times the kicks well. This time, Shane Williams confident that it would go over the try line.
22.
And perhaps we'll see Michael Hook later on, we get a chance. He reminds me of a young Stewart Barnes. He's quite squat, quite short, and like Stewart Barnes, I think he played for Newport many, many years ago.
Certainly did. After being in Baselig school. He's one start this season so far, Michael Hook, as at full back against Cardiff. He's had one outing as a replacement as well. Excellent work by Paul James. Superb work. Barry Williams. It's an interception again, and it's Gareth Gravel who's got a chance to go all the way this time. Has he got the pace? Tries to fend off Shane Williams. And it's another Neath mistake that cost him a try. And it's the flanker, Gareth Gravel, who shows his paces that time. And it's a 3rd try for Newport in the opening quarter.
Well, Neath are committing suicide, and Lynn Jones will be very, very annoyed, because a fantastic take by Paul James from the kick-off. We'll have a look at this, and great take for the kick-off into the centre, and Gareth Gravel just pinches it off John Lation, says thank you very much. No defence in front of him, nobody chasing, only Shane Williams. Hands the small winger off, and he's over. They can't believe their luck, you know. They're just committing suicide. Forcing the pass in the tackle area, but he ripped it off him like, you know, taking coffee of a young child, and then Strong just stays on his feet. Shane Williams got no chance, and Newport can't believe their luck.
Well, it's an object lesson in taking half chances by Newport, that's for certain. Lynn Jones will be tearing his hair out, but those chances are being given away. Michael Hook safely over again, and Newport running away at over a point a minute.
And just look at this catch and take off. You know, it's gone behind the 2 Newport forwards. The young Paul James does magnificently well to gather that, sets up quality ball, and they'll be disappointed they wasted that. There's Lynn Jones. He's not very happy. He's up here on the balcony, got absolutely berserk.
Don't jump, Lynn, don't jump. Newport will now be full of confidence. Both teams looking towards next season, looking towards the youngsters. With the Newport youngsters being given a bit of an armchair ride so far.
Yeah, and I think what Michael Hook is doing, he's just putting the ball deep into the Neath half and saying, all right, you counter-attack if you want, and we'll, you know, capitalise on your mistakes. And at the moment, Neath are making lots of mistakes.
Yeah, 2/3 of the possession with Newport anyway, and then they've grabbed a couple of bits of possession that Neath had as well, turned those into points.
Advantage! Red 6 coming in inside. Advantage!
The wind just catching that one. Shane Williams got in there. Duncan Jones into Ian Goff.
Hands away, advantage over!
Howell Jenkins. Connor looking for the quick offload. And they say Neath supporters with their hearts in their mouths every time that happens now.
You know, it's great to see players trying to pass the ball, you know, give the ball quickly. But at the moment, I think Powell's the skipper of Neath. Let's settle down, boys. Let's get ball in hand. Let's keep it simple because Newport are very, very quickly.
Neath captain Roland Phillips. Well, if Alan Bateman is carrying on for my Steig and for the Bridgend Bulls next season, Roland Phillips saying the other night he wanted to carry on until he was 40.
Still keeps himself in great nick, but there's an unhappy man at the moment. He knows that, you know, Newport have had more possession, but they're giving him away 2 tries.
Now drifting over to Neath side. Howell Jenkins to Barry Williams. Hand of Rhys Jones in the way. And that's turned it over to Newport.
Yes. Knocked on down low by a red hand. It's going to be a scrum. It's going to go black.
Good position here now in the middle of the field, can attack either side. Maybe Howell Jenkins picking up or Roland Phillips and driving down the side. They're trying to create good ball. Perfect position, attack either side.
Well, they've packed the blind side. 4 of them there. And just Adrian Durston and Shane Williams on the far side, on the right of your screen as you're looking there. That'll give them the space to manoeuvre. But they've gone for the packed blind side first off anyway. And they're still going in that direction. John Lyshan held.
No, he's fine, he's trying to get out.
Connor.
Advantage
Morgan.
there. Advantage there, winger offside.
Just 15 metres from the try line. Newman next in line, another few metres for him.
Still advantage.
Roland Phillips picks up untidy ball, tries to make it cleaner ball for Neath and does. Barry Williams to Howell Jenkins. Again drives in and takes out Newport defenders. The inside pass to Shane Williams. Does well in beating the first man. No width on the Neath attack, so back inside they come again to Dave Tuetti. That's the try line. Neath try and thrust him over. Let Newport bring him down. Roland Phillips smuggles it over. And the captain does it his way, does it the hard way, but gets the try that Neath wanted.
Yeah, captain leading by example there. They attacked the narrow side lots of time, but they showed good patience, and at the end they deserved the try. Kept on hammering on that blind side. They had width on the outside with Shane Williams, but they kept their patience. And there's Roland Phillips, so strong, with the help of Paul James, drives over a metre from the line. Relief for Neath, relief for the skipper and the crowd.
Conversion safely over from Sean Connor. So Neath get their first points of the evening. Get back to within a 2 score margin.
Yeah, you know, I thought they'd attacked the narrow side once too often, but they showed patience. That's the key to it all. And you don't stop a big man like Roland Phillips. Metre or so from the line. My try, I'm back in the game.
Dangerous knockback, and he put.
Went forward and he wasn't controlled by a tapper. That constitutes a knock-on. Scrum red.
And in fact, he's
He
knocked
didn't
on
control
by.
it. He tapped it back.
Strange, Gareth. He tapped it back. I thought he tapped it backwards. I don't know. But it was bad basics from the kick-off. But he said he tapped it back. Let's have a look at this. Nobody claiming this. This is one of the curses of Welsh rugby. Look, they're all looking at it, leaving it bounce. He says perhaps they're the knock on the first time, but no.
see the stitches in that left eyelid.
Huge talking point this week. You know, he took a battering on the floor when he couldn't defend himself, and not a good advert for rugby.
And
what a chance here, Guy. If they can win quick ball, they've got that far side to attack, Michael. You know, they got Ben Breeze, who's very quick to come in there. There he is, number 15.
Breeze and Cadwallader. That's the direction they're going. Llewellyn to Breeze. Hogan has to come across and complete the tackle.
let it come, hands away. Away 7 black.
Hook looking inside again. That time Patterson couldn't hold it. Now then, Neath with turnover ball. Can they use it quickly before Newport have a chance to get back? No, look at that solid line of defence. It's far too slow again for Neath.
We've gone nowhere.
So it'll have to be a kick out of defence. Connor goes for the chip. Navarro taken out by John Lyshan.
Do you know, I feel sorry for Sean. Off they go. I feel sorry for Sean Connor. People are shouting at him to move the ball, but he's so slow, Gareth, when he's having it at fly half. You know, there's only one thing he can do, is just chip the ball ahead. Ball is so slow for Neath. Lovely chip ahead, he had no other option. Good following up by the Neath young right winger, but no option but to kick the ball away.
Andy Newman in charge of that one. Powell kept the pressure on, but Lyshan did very well. Newport guilty of dragging down from the line out. That's why the referee comes back for the penalty. Neath are struggling to get any real rhythm into their play so far. And that one's in field. Navarro safely underneath it. Ben Breeze, normally a winger, called up for full-back duty tonight. Well, the penalty is heavily against Newport. There is the Scrum 5 website address for all your emails. Carry on to the end of the season, and I dare say during the summer months, Wales about to go down under. Shane Howarth will be back down under before long as well. I wonder if he'll line up with Graham Henry in some capacity with Auckland when he returns back home. It's good control from the line out from Neath. 3 is Paul James. Oh, Andy Powell was out of the blocks that time. Now that was a close one. He is either very quick indeed, or he was a little bit offside.
You're sailing close to the wind, yeah?
I tell you what, sailing close to the wind. He was a good yard offside there. He got away with it like a good flanker.
And hold!
But I tell you what, God, no chance was he onside there.
Sailing close to the wind. I think he was wind assisted, being blown up there.
Sean Connor's not having the greatest time because he's having slow ball. But here, let's just look very quickly. The ball's out there. Oh my goodness, he was a yard and after 2 yards offside. Sailing close to the wind, the referee said. Oh, I believe that.
5 metres in 0.7 seconds, I think. Oh, Tuetti showing his strength well. It's a good pass as well from Carter to Shane Williams. And it's try number 11 in the league for Shane Williams. Very well worked indeed. The strength of Tuetti. Lovely quick pass from Richard Carter. And it's easy for Shane Williams.
Yeah, Neath coming back in the game. A one-man made this try for me. Tuetti, fantastic strength to go through 3 or 4 tackles. Then lovely hands by the young winger. Out to Shane Williams. Could have gone inside, could have gone outside. Easiest try he's going to have all season. Made for me completely by Tuetti. He is the big strong man in the middle of the field. He and Bateman, James Story, 1, 2, 3, 4 tackles he went through there. Lovely hands by the winger, number 14, Carter, to come across. And Shane Williams fancied the sidestep to go underneath the post. He said, I better not, just dab the ball down.
Sean Connor, not the easiest of conversions, and just held up on the wind at the end. There's a lovely give and take by Richard Carter in one movement. Look at that, stoops down and away as the tackle comes in, takes Ben Breeze out of the equation, and Shane Williams just looking to see if he could get round a bit closer. Safety first in the end. That made the angle a little bit too much, but it's brought Neath back to 12 points to 21. Loose ball picked up by Neath via the 2 second rows, Bateman and Newman. Crowd aren't too happy with this persistent kicking down the wing by Patrick Hogan, but nothing else really on in that situation. Hook has a go himself. No change at all out of it. But as Simon Peters is offended for his trouble, Neath get the penalty.
Yeah, Michael Hook looking to make the break there, but he was isolated. And I think he held on a little bit too long, quite rightly penalised for holding on.
Quickly taken by Connor Durston. Across comes Ben Breeze. He was covering on the far side, but got across there very quickly indeed. Needs support now from a few of those red shirts of Newport, and has got it as well. It's good defence by Newport. Michael Hook in his own in-goal area had to hurry, and it's still infield. Howell Jenkins offering his support to Sean Connor. Oh, was caught in 3 minds and almost gave it away. And Richard Carter did well just to loop around and spot a bit of space back there where he could put it.
Wonderful tackle. I think it was Marinos in the middle of the field. Howell Jenkins, a big man, strong man, powerful, went to go down the middle with a bit of a dummy. There's the dummy. Looks to go through, but I think it's Marinos not only tackling, drove him back, and I think this pass was about half a yard forward, but good play by Richard Carter to work hard to get round. Well played, Andy Marinos.
Morgan again watching the fringing players, Newport, the fanning out ones, trying to put the pressure on Sean Connor. And so they keep it tight and drive down the channel. It's Roland Phillips in charge there now. Howell Jenkins lends his weight as well. They're still moving, so they can still carry on with the drive as long as they don't come to a standstill. And then nowhere near a standstill as Howell Jenkins makes it to within 2 meters. Ben Breeze over the top. And Newport lucky not to give away a penalty from there.
Without a doubt, and they're all pointing the touch to say, come on, you saw that, you're 10 metres away there, but he's let it flow. Much better play by the forwards, driving on good body angles. I think Howell Jenkins eventually breaks away. Look, he's in charge of the ball, fancies his chances, down he goes there. Ben Breeze way over the top there, Garrett, denying him the ball.
While he was on his feet, he could go for the ball, but then he fell over.
Yeah, I think he was pushed over. You know, as you say, when he's on his feet, we see flankers doing it, especially, is it Smith, the Brumbies from George Smith. He does it so very, very well. But Breeze is no George Smith over there, toppled over, and I think he killed the ball.
Richard Hill, assistant coach at Newport, former England scrum half. Somebody with Lee Jones at Ebbw Vale. And a spell at the Harlequins as well. This is a good comeback by Neath after giving away those early tries. They're the ones who are putting on the pressure in the latter part of this first half.
No chance alone.
They'll have a free kick. Patrick Hogan takes it quickly. Patrick Hogan almost over. Almost snuck in there. Neath trying to drive over for a second one. Roland Phillips. Barry Williams is there as well, and the try has been given. And Simon Peters rips it out of the grasp of Barry Williams and says, that's mine, mate. And it's the flanker who gets his name on the score sheet. Barry Williams, a wry smile, but I think Simon Peters has claimed it.
I tell you what, all the forwards are greedy when they see hard from line. They're all having to go there. Neath have come back into this game with a vengeance. Barry Williams is saying, I'm going to get a try here, but the young flanker says, no, you're not. But it was a hand on each, I think, there. But I think I'll give it to the young number 7. We'll take a closer look here. There's Barry Williams going to go for it. The young flanker says, I'm just getting my hand on it first.
Conversion not successful, so Newport stay in the lead due to the fact that their conversions have been very simple ones.
Yeah, sorry, Gar, the point you made about Shane Williams going to sidestep in, I think is a very valid point. What he was trying to do was get near to the post to make the conversion that much easier, and the 2 points are so vital.
3 tries apiece, which is the 1 conversion for Neath. Newport all 3 safely in the bank. But Neath will have the breeze in the second half. So the way they've come back, apart from the opening, what was it? 18 minutes, they won't be too unhappy.
You're way in front.
Luque Navarro too quick out of the traps that time. Interesting character, this Luque Navarro. Apparently he's missed quite a few training sessions because he's got some land in Fiji where they found oil. So why he's still playing, I don't know. I'd be back looking after that interest if I was him. Not in the cold of the Knoll in May.
Well, I tell you what, if Tony Brown is leaving, get this guy in if he's got a couple of bob, Gar.
He doesn't need a contract, he can buy the club.
Yeah.
Hold it steady. Get him on your mark. Hold it steady. Get him on your mark to start. Reds give, please. Reds give.
Interesting that Neath going for the long throw, lifting the young guy, Simon Peters at the tail. Let's see if it...
No, you're not giving, lads.
Listening to the ref.
I've asked him to give, you're not coming.
Neath again, keeping ball in hand. And that's young Simon Peters, the under-21 flanker. Looks confident now. That try under his belt. Tuetti to Lyshan. Hand off on hook, but he stuck to the task well, did the little outside half.
Yeah, big man John Lyshan. I watched him in the centre on Tuesday for Jen. Went to hand off Michael Hook, but he stuck to his guns and just got a hand in there. Good hands. He's a big man, this John Lyshan. Looked powerful. There's the handoff, but Michael Hook just managed to grab a hand there, and the pass was rather high.
A face full of fingers, but got him down in the end.
Onside!
Oh, lovely thing.
Yeah, he's timing the ball well, Phil.
Yeah, he's got a strong wind behind him, but he's stroking the ball. He's not belting. Very confident player and doing a good job for Newport tonight. Let's use the wind. He's saying save the forwards. Look, he's back in the pocket. Hogan's putting him under pressure with a lovely stroke, and Durston in position, but he can't do nothing about that.
Looking at him jogging downfield and just looking at him on halfway then, as you said, he's the same dapper Stuart Barnes, isn't he?
I hope he doesn't go on and drink as much wine as Barnesy drunk, I tell you that.
15, please. Scrum it is. Red ball.
I think Barnesy would call himself a connoisseur, Phil.
Yeah. There's the man, full of confidence, you know, squat built with him. Like Stuart Barnes in his young days. Let's hope he gets a future the same as Stuart Barnes.
Come back, play.
It's very untidy for the Newport back row, and they lost it. Duncan Jones lays it back, no scrum half there. There is Patrick Hogan arriving. Tuetti out to Richard Carter, gets a chance with ball in hand. Cross comes Breeze, and that bounce was awkward. Andy Powell is covering a fair bit of ground as well in this first half. He was the one who secured it for Newport. It's Rhys Jones, the number 8. A minute of injury time gone.
Yes, it is. It's held up.
The one priceless thing that Andy Powell has got is pace for a back row man. He's not a small man, he's a big man. I just hope Newport use him correctly because he's got talent, you know. He's learning the game all the time. He's still a youngster, and he's got that one priceless asset, that's dynamic pace.
Yeah, he burst on the scene last season, made it onto the bench for Wales.
That's right.
From absolutely nowhere. but has faded a little bit this season.
Yeah, sometimes I've noticed Gareth when he goes into the tackle area, you know, he's great running the ball, and he will lose the ball occasionally, but he is a great talent. And when you look at Alex Popham's gone up to Leeds, Newport.
And the fact that Newport played Toulouse twice in the European Cup, they were very, very impressed with the games played against him.
Didn't he have one great try against Toulouse, if I remember? Yeah.
He played well against them out in France and in Newport, and on the basis of that, they made quite a sizable offer for him, from what I understand.
Hold! Don't forget, hold! Hang it!
Toulouse against Perpignan, of course, in the final of the Heineken Cup tomorrow. It's live on BBC Wales television as well.
Turnover. Red.
And on Sunday, it's the Shield. Castres against Caerphilly, 1 o'clock kick-off. And for those of you not supporting Cardiff City, then Bath will play the Wasps immediately afterwards at the Medeski Stadium.
Okay, he's up there. I'm going to come through and have a look at you so far. I'm going to come through and have a look now, okay? And hold, engage. Use. Don't let come out.
Powell takes the pressure off Dyke Llewellyn that time. And the referee calls a halt to proceedings. And Neath's comeback has been pretty impressive after gifting Newport 3 early tries, 1 with bad tackling, 2 with latched on passes, Nabarro with the best of those breakaways. But then Newport found Neath coming stronger and stronger and stronger and getting 3 tries of their own. And at half time, it's Neath 17, Newport 21.
Half-time at the Knoll, Tri-Fest. 6 tries, the first 3 all scored by Newport. Andy Powell ripping through some weak Neath defence after 1 minute and 3 seconds. The second try, the run-in for Luque Nabarro, the first interception try for Newport. Gareth Gravel galloping away for the second almost interception try. Shane Williams unable to stop the flanker going over, and it was a very gloomy day for the Welsh All Blacks until Roland Phillips started the comeback with the home team's first try. Dave Tuetti with the break, Richard Carter with the feed, Shane Williams with the finish, Neath well back in the game. And finally, what a moment for Simon Peters, the young flanker. 3 tries apiece in the first half, just 4 points now between the teams.
Yes, let's see if the stats show the story of the half. Well, a lot of that possession coming very early on from Newport. From then on, it's been all Neath, 64%. That's very good considering they were 21 points down. And excellent recycling in the phases from both sides.
There we have it. Lee Jones, coach of Newport, having a word with the side that romped away 21 points after 20 minutes, and they seemed, Stuart, to be strolling.
They did. It's the time of year really, Ed, where those early tackles don't seem that attractive a proposition, and I think that was evident in the way Neath started. And wake-up calls don't come any bigger than 21 points to 0 down, I suppose. And in fairness, they woke up and it made for a good half.
Yeah, well, I suppose Neath won't want to see this again, but this is Andy Powell's first try, and
well, this is what Andy Powell does best, and it's quite strange what's happened to him, really. He finishes this very well. Roland Phillips, very good tackler, the Neath defensive coach, so an embarrassing video for him to watch, but really finishes it well. And he's a strong runner, and you wonder what's happened to him, really. How can he lose his way so quickly? Jomo's been preferred in the big games. This guy, you know, has got raw power, speed, as Phil said. Work on his weaknesses. This was a try for Neath if they'd gone for the missed one, but Nabarro read it well, in fairness, and well, as soon as he put that in his hand, we realised it was an easy try. This one's got to go. Corner just a little bit late looking out. He was worried about the tackle coming in. I think Shane Williams was outside of Nabarro, and he made the right decision.
Second try for Newport, scored by Luque Nabarro. And here's the third try. Barry Williams tries to take it on, just slips out of John Lysham's hand, and away goes Gareth Gravel. Still work to do, switches the ball from one side to the other to make the handoff on Shane Williams more effective.
Yeah, I don't want to be too harsh on Newport because they've been the subject of some criticism over their creativity or lack of it throughout the season, but you have to say that 2 of those tries were gifted. One very well scored individually. I felt the Neath tries were better constructed and they were far more patient and purposeful in the build-up. This is, well, goodness knows how many phases here. Lovely dancing from Shane Williams. And they're working in numbers. Connor preferred the inside ball a lot throughout this movement. And he's got Tuetti there off him an angle. And they did cross gain lines. They were patient and they were there in numbers. And if you're playing amongst numbers, you secure possession.
Roland Phillips was involved very much at the start of that move from the scrummage, and
yeah,
he was certainly involved at the end.
He probably felt he had a tackle to make up for it, and he got very much involved, didn't he? And good, you know, 2 guys. He's got the tight head in front of him, who's Paul James, who's just making life very difficult for defences. The strength of Tuetti here, rides the tackle, gets the pass, and good hands from Carter. A little shimmy from Shane Williams. He was covered on the inside though, but he's going to finish those for you all the time. So all you want from your centre, just get behind and then the shoulder support. Good give and take. Take and give, I should say.
Finished by Shane Williams, and it's just 4 points.
Yeah. The pack started bossing things for Neath, didn't they? All this close quarter stuff, doing it in numbers, making sure that ball's protected.
I tell you what, here's the finish from Simon Peters, just to confirm that it was the young flanker who got it, not Barry Williams. Interesting, at the beginning of the game, there's a little flurry of high tackles that went in. One from Andy Powell and one from David Llewellyn. And
yeah, and the interesting thing was, the referee was quick to say he wasn't happy with that one, and ultimately the penalty was given for that. But he was happy with this one. Keep your eyes on Shane Williams. I wouldn't be happy with it. Have some of that. That's not a tackle. That's effectively a punch.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the defence was based on there, though, that Shane took a dive. I don't think so.
No.
Anyway, here's Graham with Mike Cuddy.
Mike, we've seen a lot of youngsters on the field tonight. Is that now part of the Neath policy, that it has to be to breed youngsters and get them on the field in the future?
It's not now part of our policy, it's always been part of our policy. You know, what we've done at Neath over the years is bring youngsters on. It's been very successful, and we've been very successful at it, and we wish to continue to do so.
How far down the road are you and Swansea now to putting things in place as a new regional setup for next season?
I'd say we're 90% down the road. Things have gone very well. We've all got on very well. We've been doing everything between the 2 clubs. We haven't done anything. I haven't done anything that Swansea doesn't know about, and they certainly haven't done anything that I don't know about. And so that's the way. We always knew it has to be a 50-50 partnership, and lucky for us, that's what it's been all the way through so far.
And have you finalised a squad as yet?
Yeah, I'd say 80-90%, but there's still a few players to come in, but we're in no rush. You know, we've got a nucleus of our squad, a lot of young talent, so we just wait and see for the rest.
And a name for the new setup and colours you're going to play in?
We're nearly there, but that's going to be in the next couple of weeks.
But things are in place, and things are perhaps more harmonious than they are between Newport and Ebbw Vale.
Well, I can't comment on what's going on in Newport and Ebbw Vale. That's all I can say is that, we made a decision, we sat down, everything has to be 50-50. If I do something, we let Swansea know. If Swansea does something, they let us know prior to us making decisions, and that's the only way that things can happen, and that's what's happened with us. Obviously that hasn't happened in other clubs, but that's their business.
I know you've been critical, Mike, of the spending spree that a lot of the clubs have gone on over the last few weeks. Is there anything left in the pot at Neath, Swansea?
There's not a lot left in our pot, and we haven't signed one player from another province. So, they must have a bigger pot than us.
Mike, thanks very much.
Mike Cuddy, making the provincial system work. Touch wood.
Hope someone can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But
I'm not convinced yet. I was a huge supporter of the provincial idea when it was all kicked off, and didn't want to be all doom and gloom, but certainly the mixture of mergers and standalone, I think there's an awful lot of baggage with it, and as I said earlier, the guy's got a lot of work to do in a short period of time to get everyone to buy into this and stop all the squabbling.
Yes, it could be a warm summer, couldn't it, until we actually get some fixtures underway, a fixture list, and then an actual playing squad.
Yeah, and still a lot of guys with their futures up in the air as well. We mentioned Sean Connor. I think he's had a very, very influential season for Neath, and it looks as if he's going to pip Arwell from Swansea for one of the outside half spots. All yet to be announced, but that shake-up will be very, very interesting.
There's quite a lot of talk in the French newspapers in the week about Arwell going to Pau.
Yeah, and I suppose Arwell's paying a price, if that is the case, for what's happened to Swansea, the competition he's had from Gavin Henson, and getting caught up in all that. But he won't be the only casualty. It's when these squads are announced, they'll make very, very interesting reading.
Yeah, I think we may have to wait a bit yet. Meanwhile, Neath are playing Newport. Neath trail by 4 points. 3 tries apiece, though. Let's rejoin Phil and Gareth.
Thanks, Ed. And Ian Goff listening to what Lee Jones had to say in the changing rooms during the interval. Now it's up to him to transfer that to his troops as they try and hang on to and build on this 4-point lead, knowing that Neath will have the elements in their favour in the second half.
Yeah, and I think we heard Lynn Jones say before the match, and Lynn's always good for a laugh, Barbarian style rugby, but I think he'll be saying to Sean Connor, let's stick it down in the 22, let's put Newport under pressure and let them make mistakes.
There is Lynn Jones with Kevin George, his assistant, and here's one man who can have a rare old influence on proceedings in this second half, Sean Connor. We saw Patrick Hogan doing a lot of the kicking in the first half, and that's because the ball was slow and the wind was against Neath. So now with a bit more time and the breeze behind him, we can expect to see Sean Connor playing the corners a little bit. So Neath trailing by 21 points to 17. They want to finish their last home game of the season with a victory, knowing that it's a disappointment for them that the season isn't going down to the last Saturday. Had they won at the Brewery Field on Tuesday, then they'd still be in with a mathematical hope of the championship. That not to be. After being runners-up in the Celtic League, they want to secure that they are runners-up in the Welsh League as well. Turnover ball immediately for Neath. Tuetti, Durston at pace outside him, and that pace took him through Nabarro's tackle. The recovery was good though from Ben Breeze. Neath still have it. No, not anymore. Gareth Gravel 7 is battling for it. And Newport, after giving it away initially, have now smuggled it back.
That's your second serve. That's your second serve. Good.
Michael Hook under pressure, and that's an indication of the wind. Kept it low and angled it far, far more directly than he was doing in the first half. And look at that. There it is. Very much in favour of Neath in the second half.
Yeah, and I wonder, we've got Ben Breeze playing at full back for Newport. Normally a winger. Will Sean Connor test him with a few Gary Owens? Full line out throw.
Use the breeze to try and test Ben, I think. Possession is what Neath haven't had at the beginning of this second half, but Gareth Gravel certainly has, and he was the one who took Newport to that position, and Rhys Thomas adding to it in no uncertain terms. Brew, and he bursts through the tackle. He's got Cadwallader with him, and he slips Durston as well. Nathan Brew brought down by John Lyshan, but that was a great run by the Newport centre. Powell pops it up, flicked back to Gareth Gravel again, and Rhys Thomas goes back in there a second time. Out she comes to Hook. Dummies Rhys Jones outside him. But Neath defending in one line just inside their 22, and they win the penalty for hanging on to the ball on the floor.
And just this guy is magic at it. He's got pace, he's very elusive, quick feet, and he's strong as well. But you make a mistake, and just watch where Connor puts this ball now from the penalty.
It's those feet that right at the beginning when he gets the ball, he's a bit like Lee Davis when he first came on the scene. He dances from one to the other, and I think he mesmerises maybe defenders to start with, and that gives him half a yard.
Yeah, very quick feet for a big man, and he's so strong with it. There's the quick feet, got inside, outside, and there's the strength in, and he's away looking for support. Cadwalla's marks, he doesn't pass, breaks another tackle guy, and there he is in there to set up quality ball for Newport. Exciting prospect.
John Lyshan, with his leg heavily strapped, leaves the field. Sean Marsden comes on for him. Sean Marsden, normally a winger, but slots into the outside centre role. That's the inside centre, Dave Tuetti, who goes bullocking his way forward. Barry Williams. Marinos with the tackle, trying to win it back. Connor. Awkward bounce for everybody from the Newport defence, and Marsden came off his face, I think. Play on, but it's Andy Powell who gets back there first for the touchdown for Newport.
And there's the lesson. Don't let the ball bounce, and Ben Breeze was really caught out there. Nice chip by Connor. Didn't get underneath the ball, let it bounce. Cadwaller caught out of position. Let's look very carefully. Definitely came off his head, didn't knock it on. You said that he was tackling it, but there's Andy Powell again covering like a good flanker.
Well, I think the penalty's gone against Newport for shoving the man off the ball.
Yeah.
So that will be an interesting talking point. Was it a knock-on? Did it come off Sean Marsden's face or head? Was the player pulled? In fact, it's gone just for the line-out in the end. Peters won it. James back to Connor. Tuetti misses out the man, straight out to Carter. Simple rugby. Easy try for Richard Carter. What a debut for the youngster from Glynneath.
And this for me is pure class. Just look at Tuetti. He's normally known as a banger, but there's a floating pass, showing his skills, showing his vision, showing his flair, and the young man will be thrilled, Richard Carter. I think Neath expected Tuetti to bang down the middle. It took 3 defenders out there, 4, and a lovely floating pass. And look, the winger had come in, the fullback had come in. He'll be delighted, young Richard Carter from Glynneath.
Yeah, they were crowding midfield. Ben Breeze had pushed up on Sean Marsden, and the overlap created, and Neath took it easily. Oh, lovely conversion from Sean Connor. Beautiful kick. And Neath are now in the lead for the first time.
Yeah, you've got to vary your game. It wasn't the greatest line-out ball, but look how many defenders were drawn into Tuetti. 3 defenders, and the young winger had yards and yards of space, and he's so quick, he's into the corner. He'll remember that for a long time.
Yeah.
Accidental offside. Howell Jenkins, the ball carrier, running into his own man and preventing Newport from getting the tackle in.
Yeah, a
there
bit
he goes,
sloppy,
into Duncan Jones, and it was Rhys Jones who couldn't get his hands on the ball carrier because of that.
There's where I thought that Neath might have a little bit of the upper hand this evening in the scrum. They've got a very strong for now. Duncan Jones, Barry Williams, Paul James. I thought they'd have Newport in a bit of trouble in that area.
Brew again goes past the first man, Roland Phillips, with a bear hug on him that time, but it is safe Newport ball. Matthew Vita doing well. Rhys Thomas. And this young front row doing well carrying the ball for Newport. Marinos trying to change the point of attack, but not really giving Michael Hook much chance. Gareth Gravel stopped in his tracks. Hook has gone straight back, maybe thinking about the drop goal. Marinos at close quarters as well. It's Marinos who gets the field. Gets behind the defender. Gets his pass in. Llewellyn. Thomas again to Pattison. Llewellyn has a look. See which way Newport have the numbers. Marinos. Oh, and that was begging for an interception. A bit of deja vu then. It was an exact same spot that Luque Navarro got his try in the first half, but it wasn't to be for Sean Connor.
Yeah, Marinos is calling the shots behind the scrum for Newport, the old head, for years when he takes the long chance, long pass, and if, I tell you what, if Sean Connor had taken that, Andy Powell, as quick as he would have been, would not have smelled Sean Connor.
Andrew Millward comes on to replace Paul James in the Neath front row. Llewellyn, Hook, Marinos, a lot of running off the ball, and Cadwallader coming in from the blindside wing. Good ripping by Andy Marinos, like a flanker in there. Vita came from depth, trying to build up a head of steam as he ran on to that one. But good stout defence from Neath as well. There's Barry Williams with a tackle in there. And they've got the penalty on the floor. In fact, there's Peters, I think, with the tackle in there rather than Barry Williams. There is Barry Williams in midfield now in attack. As Neath try to go from their own defence. Shane Williams, good tracking back by Cadwallader, helped by Powell, who stood his ground on the outside. Marsden. It's fairly loose and it's fairly frantic at the moment. Durston. Should be, and there's Neath ball. Tuetti back to Connor. Again, Newport pressing up. And Neath want to put boot on ball, and that's what Patrick Hogan does. That's where the spaces are, out wide. That could be an interesting chase, actually, for Richard Carter. In the end, beating Navarro over the touchline.
Oh, it needed that very badly. Sean Connor should have put it there. Tuetti should have put it there. You know, the space is there. They've got a huge wind behind them. Look, that's the space, Gareth. Down there, behind the winger's head. He can't do nothing about it. And that's what the forwards want to see. That's what Lynn Jones will want to see.
Well, the news from the Arms Park is that at half-time it's Cardiff 15, Llanelli 10. A couple of tries for Peter Muller. And that at one stage when Cardiff were down to 13 men with 2 players yellow carded. Llanelli unable to take advantage. Nice take by Ian Goff. Hook. Not forward, but flat, says the referee. Marinos, he's worked hard tonight. When you think about it, a year ago, Andy Marinos was an important part of the Welsh tour to South Africa, but he had a terrible start to this season, lost his form completely. Durston, oh, there's that big step off the left foot. Everybody knows about it, but sometimes you can't do a thing about it. Durston, oh, ricochets nicely back into his arms again. The bounce favouring Neath that time. Tuetti caught in a couple of minds. Just took the tackle in the end, but kept it alive. Good hands from Connor. Thought he's too quick for Goff. Goff got the tackle in, and it was there to be used. Now they have the advantage through James Richards, the hooker. Llewellyn to Brew. Hook has lost it. No, he's refound it. It is real end of season stuff at times.
What I said about Barbarians, it was typical Barbarians there. Very, very fluid, but a lot of mistakes, and some of the handling quite sloppy out there.
We've only gone across field, we haven't gone anywhere. Still where it's standing, red ball, knock on.
Well, they want to give crowd entertainment. They want to keep the game alive. But sometimes they're just pushing it that little bit too much.
Okay. There's your mark. Don't forget my call.
Rhys Jones packing down on the blind side. It's Andy Powell who goes down at 8 on the Newport put in. And he was immediately ready to break away, but Howell Jenkins there covering him. And Rhys Jones was equally well covered by Roland Phillips, and it is Neath ball. Turnover ball for Neath. Connor. Tuetti straight out to Carter. Carter takes on Navarro. Lovely ball back inside to Marsden. In support is Dave Tuetti. Tuetti to Barry Williams. That is a great try. That is a cracking try from Neath. That is support work at its very, very best. Newport thought they'd cover all the angles, They got all the tackles in, but Barry Williams still got over and scored. Very well done by Neath.
Magnificent try, and this young wing sets it off outside Navarro, but there's the inside pass. Marsden supporting, tackle, there's the inside pass. There's Tuetti, offloads, Barry Williams, tremendous pace for the hooker to get across there. That was a wonderful try, but it's loading the ball in the tackle area. Marsden did it well, Carter did it well, and there's Tuetti having an outstanding match, and Barry Williams, as I say, always being quick, and he's across there.
Again, a magnificent conversion from Sean Connor, and that try was worth 7 points.
Oh, without a doubt, and Neath now very, very confident. They've got a strong will, and Barry's involved in that scrum. Now you can see him on the outside there. Just look at the hard work he's got to do. There's the long pass, there's another long pass. So Barry Williams has got about 30-40 metres to make up there, but there, one pass inside, two pass, and where you want one man to get there, who's going to get there, a wing forward? No, it's the hooker, Barry Williams.
Great support work by Barry Williams. Great support work all round. As Newport make a change in the back row. It's Simon Raiwa-Louis who's come on. Here come Neath again. Peters has a look around for support, finds Duncan Jones there. Sees red shirts all around him. Back it comes again for Neath. Connor to Tuetti. Marsden, Shane Williams. Williams to Adrian Durston. And that's another great score from Neath. Brilliant work again. Making the ball do the work. And that is Neath rugby at its very best. They're finishing off the season in style.
That was a truly magnificent try, because I think if we go back to Simon Peters, the flanker could have easily died with the ball, but they all offloaded, as you say, make the ball do the work. Out it goes outside and the outside. Shane Williams is very well just to straighten that little bit. There's the straightening, giving Durston half a yard and over. Oh, but that was started way back. Fantastic effort. Let's look at it from the start. There's Peters. I think there he goes. Now could have easily just dived into the tackle. He was looking offload. Who's there? A prop forward, Duncan Jones. He goes down. Now the secret is quick ball. There it comes out. Make the ball do the work. And watch Shane Williams just straightening that little half a yard. In he goes there. Draws the last man, Ben Breeze, and a fantastic try by Durston.
I'll tell you what, I bet the captain will say at the end as well, Roland Phillips, who do you think pinched the ball in the first place? Who set it up for Simon Peters? It needs hard graft as well as skill, and that's the combination. It's got Neath the try, again converted by Sean Connor, and this is a purple patch for Neath.
When you see rugby like this, there's Peters. He could have easily just hit the man. Duncan Jones showing good strength. Nobody around him, so he goes down. But there, for me, is the secret of all. Quick ball, good hands, pace on the outside. Marsden as well, Shane Williams as well. And this is rugby at its very, very, very best.
It's incredible to think that after the first quarter, it was 21 points without reply for Newport. The next 40 minutes, 38 points without reply for Neath. Unbelievable scoring record. Both teams scoring at more than a point a minute for those particular periods.
And they're using the wind as well, and they're just belting it down if they're in trouble. And Ben Breeze desperate for the ball to go dead there. But no, they've got to kick off, and Neath will probably get possession.
That's the latest replacement on the field. That's Steve Martin, son of former Aberafan and Wales second row, Alan Martin. A man you know very well indeed from your playing days, Phil.
Yeah, and Steve is a fine player, important member here. And Alan Martin was an outstanding second row forward. Here's the hands again, playing the ball off the deck in the tackle area.
Oh, you're on the deck, too late.
I think Newport have got to keep ball in hand now, guard. They're behind, you know, they're playing into a breeze. It's no good, I think, kicking a touch. They've got to go for goal.
A couple of replacements now for Newport. Officer Tonu and Chris Anthony. Officer Tonu, 33 years old by now. That's one way to get yourself looking younger. Get the old bottle of bleach out. Barry Williams did well. Get in there before Navarro for Patrick Hogan.
But look at the outside half corner, sit in the pocket and put in the 60-70 metres downfield. That's the difference, guys, isn't it? The wind and shoving it down there, helping his forwards, surging him along.
What's interesting about Officer Tonu coming on is that he's come on instead of Michael Hook at outside half.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him charging at me at fly half, guy. Put Fino in the centre and Tuetti, there'd be a back division there for you, I tell you what. Look, there's the hooker, Richards coming in. As he throws the ball, there's the foot over the line. Here's the big man at outside half, guy.
He's not afraid of just setting it up.
Yeah, let this foot play.
And again, turnover ball for Neath. Durston is ready to come into the line. There he is. But that time, no way through Andy Marinos. And Connor sensibly, just percentage play. Nothing's on. They're in the lead now. They don't have to chase it. They don't have to force it.
Exactly, and right in the 22, you can see the flag blowing as well. And what he's saying to Newport, if you're going to score tries, you're going to score them from 70, 80 metres, and they're going to be up flat and they're going to be knocking them down. He's dictating the game very well in the second half.
And the score very much now reflecting the territory. Neath have been down in Newport territory 2/3 of the time, and they haven't given away tries since those opening stages.
No collapsing, no collapsing. Off you go.
Marinos taking the short ball up, straight up the middll. Llewellyn looking for runners, just a hand out to Chris Anthony. Ian Goff, a couple more metres on it for Newport. Tonu to Raiwalui. Raiwalui slips a tackle, nice little one-handed offload to Nathan Brew. Llewellyn, good take by Vita. It's James Richards, the hooker. And Newport working their way patiently up to halfway. Cadwallader back inside to Ben Breeze. Changing the point of attack as Neath were just hanging out there waiting in defence. They're being made to work hard for it though in Newport, and they've slipped through Andy Marinos. Marinos leaves Durston for dead. Can't have the pace himself, but finds Cadwallader in support, and Alex Cadwallader makes it. So Newport strike back. It's taken them 40 minutes after their initial scoring spree, but they're still in there.
Yet another superb try, and Andy Marinos there. What about quick feet, in and out, Durston, not a hope, left him for dead. Fabulous play by the centre, looks for support. Cadwell coming from deep, strength and over, but that was made by Andy Marinos at his very, very best. Fantastic. Tonu shown his strength, 3 men out and flipped it in the contact area. Fantastic play by Tonu, but for me a big man, in, out, and Durston just stranded. Knew he was being cut down, showed sense here, and Cadwallader over.
Tonu takes over the kicking duties as well. Puts over the conversion to keep up the 100% kicking record for Newport.
There's the strength. They brought Hook off, and he takes 1, 2, 3 tacklers out the game, and the gap opens up there. He's at the back of them, but he's still got to show quality there. Quick feet, doesn't get there, just waits, and the big wing coming strong, coming fast, coming from deep, show strength to go over.
Brilliant bit of skill by Tonu. And one-handed pass off the deck, which created the space for Andy Marinos. And now Newport back within 10 points, and there's 18 minutes to go. It looks as though we're going to have more tries in that closing period. What is it? Where are we up to? 6, 4, 10 tries already. Up it is. This could be the one. It is. Sean Connor says, thanks a lot for that. Anything we can do in the first half, you can do in the second. And a gift for Sean Connor. And just as I was saying, there were more tries coming up. Proved right. And I don't think anybody, including myself or Sean Connor, expected it quite like that.
No, I think Neath playing inside the Newport 22. Tono, who's not a kicking out at half, moved it, you know, showing good adventure, but there was the pass slightly behind the number 8, Rhys Jones, and Connor says thank you very much. And he'll also probably slot the conversion. That was a vital try because Newport were back in this game.
Another conversion for Sean Connor, his 5th of the 7 tries scored, and Newport up to 45-28.
Yeah, shown adventure, running from deep inside the 22. That's how the way I suggested Neath play the game, inside the 22. Number 8 knocked it from his shoulder. Sean Connor just sprints in.
Llanelli have gone into the lead at the Arms Park with an hour played. Second half tries from John Davis and Tal Selly have made it now Cardiff 21, Llanelli 27. So it's high scoring all round as the season draws to a close. That's Brett Sinkinson, who's come on to replace Howell Jenkins on the Neath side. And on the Newport side, Scott Williams has come on to replace Nathan Brew in midfield. Connor trying to play the corner, but he was straight out of play.
And the one thing you'll be certain now with Tono at fly half, that Newport will, you know, will attack the gain line. They're not going to kick the ball, keep the ball in hand, and they've got the strong man at outside who can dictate things.
Look at that. Neath have crossed the gain line every time they tried bar one. As they've come more and more into this game. Llewellyn, Matthew Vita trying to play football with it. I don't think Lenny Lawrence will be too interested, sorry.
Scrum down, it's a red ball. Okay. And hold! Hold! Up again! Up you get! Up you get!
And Tono's standing quite deep at fly half with Navarro to come into the inside if he wants him there.
No way, no chance.
Don't have the chance because it's gone against Newport. The free kick taken by Hogan, Roland Phillips, and Simon Peters.
Advantage, not 10. Advantage over.
Marsden, it is. Twetti expected it short, or Durston expected it short. Shane Williams expected it wide. Straight over the top of them all. Ian Goff, the captain, calling the lines out. He wants it at the tail. Now he wants it a bit further down. Just drifted on the breeze. Tonu had to take it behind him. Vita back to Tonu again. Cadwallader. Tonu looking to create in a rather different way from that outside half position. He looks like a scrum half playing outside half. I suppose he's posing different problems for Sean Connor. I don't suppose he'd have had to defend against something like that very often.
Exactly, Guy. You know, something you're used to tackling the normal fly half, but he's completely different. His way of playing. Just watch what he does here now. Offloading to men, yeah.
Marinos with a handoff. It's David Patterson, the loose head. And that time, Newport going across field rather than forward.
Yeah, nobody going straight here. They needed somebody to be more direct. You see, Patrick Hogan is a very good tackling scrum half, wrapping him up there, turning him over, and it's Neath ball.
And that will be Patrick Hogan's last contribution, good though it was. Andy Moore looking probably to play his last game down here, maybe. Moore to Tuetti. Connor, now then there are men on the outside. Durston, out it goes to Carter. Carter is quick, very quick indeed. Look at him go. Oh, that's brilliant cover from Andy Powell. Absolutely superb corner flagging from the Newport flanker, because Richard Carter was flying.
Tell you what, this was handling at his very best, that pace, slightly behind there, lovely chip ahead, and the wings thinking, I'm going to get my second try here, but there's this guy, Andy Powell, who's having an outstanding game with his pace this evening.
That was quality defensive work from Andy Powell. Get over there and read the bounce and take it. That was excellent work. The captain leaves the field. Ian Goff, the club captain Simon Raiwalui is on anyway, and he's partnered in the second row by Mike Boyle. So a dozen minutes left for play. 17-point advantage for Neath. They go for the shove from the scrum. Now Roland Phillips with a pickup, and that's easy, so simply done. The defence drawn by Andy Moore, and Richard Carter is having an evening to remember. That's his second, and it's Neath's 8th.
Good solid scrum. The pick-up by Roland Phillips, and Andy Moore does ever so well, just draws Navarro in that half a yard, and Richard Carter, the young man, having the time of his life. Must think rugby's easy at this level, because he just draws him in half a yard, caught in no man's land number 11, and Carter absolutely delighted yet again.
That takes Neath up to 50 points. And the Welsh Black is happy. Sean Connor's kicking has just got better and better and better as the game's gone on. He's up to 17 points now, including a try, and Neath up to 52.
The front five have worked hard. Roland Phillips picked up the easy part. Andy Moore drew the man, and he's in yet again. And he'll be looking for his hat-trick with that young man, Richard Carter.
15 and 1. 15 and 1.
Adrian Durston is the one who leaves the field. Sean Connor drops back to full-back, and Lee Jarvis comes on. And Kai Griffiths comes on to replace Duncan Jones in the front row.
Number advantage, offside number 8.
Tuetti. Andy Moore got across there. Jarvis straight out to Shane Williams, and the crowd expect things to happen now every time Neath have got the ball.
Yeah, they're full of confidence, and they're moving the ball, playing the game with pace, and every time Shane Williams gets the ball, the crowd get really excited. And he's far happier now than he was in the first half, with a 21-0 down.
Let's get the gun.
Mike Boyle, his name is being linked with Munster earlier this week. Though he said he's going back to New Zealand. Again, Roland Phillips, a big influence in the thick of things for Neath. Unfortunately for him, a little accidental offside.
No chance at all. Scrum down, red ball. That was a lucky skipper.
There's website of Scrum 5.
12, red. Away, what time out?
Your last chance, or your last but one chance on Scrum 5 live this season, because we will be live from the Medeski on Sunday. Phil, what about that one? You'll be up there with us.
Yeah, you know, Gareth, it's fantastic for Caerphilly. I can't wait to see them games. You know, they beat I'm president of volleyball. They beat us 10 years ago to come into the leagues. We've just won Division 3 and we're thrilled. Look at the achievement of Caerphilly to get to a European Cup final. Fantastic ever by them. Let's hope they go well on Sunday.
It's another Newport under-21 player, Chris Thomas, you may have just seen coming on for Andy Marinos. That's well played by Rhys Jones, because that scrum was spinning around at a race of knots, and there is Chris Thomas getting his first touch, making a half break. It was broken for Jarvis. Carter, but Officer Tonu had got across there, knew there was danger lurking, and that's a good break out of defence by Tonu, upended by Sinkinson. And he's turned well and presented it to Newport. Raiwa Louis, Millward getting in low.
Good.
Chris Anthony at the pick-up, but Neath not giving Newport an inch. Llewellyn. Thomas again has a try. Tanu. Cadwallader. Newport are finding it very, very difficult to break down this defence, and Andy Moore takes it quickly. Shane Williams. Kai Griffiths wasn't expecting it, but he controlled it pretty well. Tuetti, now it could be a 3-on-2. Marsden, slightly across field though, and not giving Richard Carter the best of chances. Marsden in there again. Tuetti, nice pick up on the half volley to Sinkinson. Sinkinson straight down the middle. Sinkinson almost there. Didn't have the legs as Voyle closed him down from behind. Rhys Jones in his own in-goal area has to go the long way around, and Sinkinson gets a tackle in. Llewellyn somehow gets it away.
Advantage over.
Voyle with a pick-up and drive.
Roll away.
But they're still deep in their own 22. Ben Breeze,
Come back, play.
but in the end, just limply out over the far side.
Line out black ball.
And we can go down for the captain who's just left the field. Ian Goff has joined Graham Thomas.
Thanks, Gareth. Ian, tough going out there. You've got an ice pack on your knee. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a bang like a bruise, but it's just hurt a bit out there. Just stiffened up, but it's just resting up now.
There's a suggestion today that you may be called up for the tour to Australia and New Zealand. Possibility Michael Owen may have to drop out. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I've been training with them the last few weeks. It's between me and Chris Wyatt, apparently. So we'll find out the week of the Barbarians game, which is coming up. So my fingers are crossed, and hopefully Mike, a good friend of mine from Pontypridd, will make it. But if not, I'll be glad to slip in his boots.
You'd be keen to get back in the squad?
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. I've been trying for the last couple of years, had little niggly injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm raring to go for it now.
Ian, thanks very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So Goff with his fingers crossed still. The battle between him and Chris Wyatt if Michael Owen hasn't recovered from that knee injury. Breeze trying to get Newport motoring out of defence. Tonu to Raiwa Louis, thinking about the long pass. We've seen it was Mike Voyle out on the left wing and thought better of it. Newport have a penalty.
Let it go.
Llewellyn.
Advantage, not 10.
Neath not back 10, so it'll be another kick to Newport if they can't develop this. And David Patterson has been caught rather and trapped. Raiwa Louis. Millward with a tackle. And no advantage coming to Newport.
Not 10, we're trying to play advantage. Test judges are there, guys.
So Newport in the dying moments, looking for some consolation.
Hands away! Good. Not holding it at all.
Scott Williams with a break. Linking up with Chris Thomas.
No!
But no way through. And as they line up for this one with a couple of minutes left, Phil, your decision to choose the man of the match in what? How many what? a dozen tries.
Yeah, a difficult choice this evening, guys. So many men. You know, for the visitors, I think Andy Powell has been absolutely magnificent, immense this evening. He's played very well. Tuetti's been superb in the centre, Sean Corner, Roland Phillips, but I've gone for one man, especially for his try, his work rate, his tackling, and it's the Neath hooker, Barry Williams. Fantastic match.
There he is, Barry Williams, with the ball in his hands, ready to throw into the line out.
And here's when Newport were attacking, you know, they've never thrown the towel in, and you know, they're where's the ball goes into touch.
And that try of his was one of the highlights of the evening. We've seen some good tries in the dozen we've had, but that was probably the pick of them.
Hold on. Let's not get stopped. Let's keep the gap.
A couple of minutes left for play. See if Newport can get some consolation in which to end their season. And whatever the mathematics of it, with 3 points or not for Newport for passive scrums against Swansea, Neath will be runners-up now. Scott Williams, nice half break to Cadwallader. Looks around him but finds Sean Marsden, the first one there, and that's a good recovery and very well cleared by Marsden.
And you know, one man I didn't mention, I've got to mention him, the young wind, Richard Carter. He's done very well this evening. He's got 2 tries, you know. If he'd got a hat-trick, I may have looked at him, but he's played very well. So many guys have put their hands up. And also, can I pay tribute to the referee? I think he's let the game flow. 12 tries, fantastic. We often knock the referees. I think he's had a good night tonight.
Phil Fear hasn't been too picky. There may have been 1 or 2 lines out that have drifted with the breeze, but, well, at this stage of the season, his contribution to the high-scoring match has been significant. Jarvis looking for more, but he wasn't really on. Tonu changes direction.
Don't come in, Black. Still advantage.
Powell powers his way into the gap. More good tackle. That's Rhys Thomas to Boyle. Boyle bursts through the first tackle. Scott Williams there. Scott Williams for the try line, has another go at it. He claims it, and yes, he's got the ball on the whitewash, and that counts. And Scott Williams gives the Newport fans something to celebrate at the end of the season.
I think this was created by nearly the man of the match, Andy Powell. I think he's had a great game this evening for the losers. Boyle does very, very well, and Scott Williams, good strength, going towards the line. I thought there may have been a double movement, but no, rolls over, perfectly clear, and he's over the line. They haven't thrown the towel in. This has been no sort of barbarian style match. You know, there's been some missed tackles out there. There's a lot of quality, a lot of passion. And Boyle doing very, very well, very lively. Scott Williams on his shoulder. Still got 5 meters to go, taken down half a yard from the line, but just rolls, gets up and rolls over.
A superb conversion from Ofisa Tonu. No wonder he's cracked into a big grin there. Great strike from him. It's too late to save Newport, but they all count when they tot up them at the individual counts at the end of the season.
Yeah, when you look at the game, 13 tries got it. Fantastic entertainment for the crowd.
So Ofisa Tonu asking, Percy? Percy who? Well, you need players like that when you've got kickers like Tonu in the team.
Halfway now. No way.
Push.
Newport threads up another one from somewhere now. Anthony Powell shows he's only mortal after all.
Yeah, that's the first mistake he's
Knocked
done
on
this
down low
evening.
by a red hand.
Absolutely incredible.
Scrum. Flat.
Newport looking to move the ball. Tonner, the man in charge. Pass perfect, but I think just took his eye off it a second. Spills it. Good chance for Neath to finish off the game in style here. Lots of players behind the scrum. Shane Williams gone across there, so I think they like to finish off with a flourish and get the final try.
Don't get the hold. Hold. Engage.
No chance for Neath to finish with a flourish from there. Perhaps Newport can. Simon Raiwalui tries to set them up, and Rhys Jones is straight down the middle. Great run by the number 8. Didn't really look round for support though, and the tackle was a good one by Andy Moore. Still, Newport have the possession. Nice pass from Rywell Louis to Ben Breeze.
Hands away, don't come in.
A few tired players out there by now. It's been played at a pretty fast pace. And that's well ripped by Steve Martin. So here come Neath with one more shot at it. Tueti to Marsden. He's quick as well. Jarvis looks round for support. Finds Barry Williams there. Kai Griffiths, the North Walian replacement.
Not going to come out there without someone doing something silly. And that's the end.
Ball not emerging from there, and Phil Fear says that's enough entertainment on a Friday night to end the season. And it's been a resounding victory for Neath, and a feast of tries for the fans who came out for the final time to the Knoll to see Neath playing on their own. 13 tries in all, 8 of them to the home side, and some great rugby all round. Neath will finish as runners-up to Bridgend in the Welsh Premiership table, and they finish in style. Neath beat Newport by 52 points to 35.
6 tries in the first half, 7 in the second. Neath carried on. Richard Carter with his second try, or his first try, and then perhaps the try of the match, Dave Tueti with the final pass to Barry Williams. Well, was it the try of the match? This effort by Shane Williams, the delightful final pass to Adrian Durston, certainly ran it close. And then some sort of Newport revival then. Wonderful running, finished by Alex Cadwallader, all set up by Junior Tonu'u, who came on and played at outside half. And then just when we thought that Newport revival was underway, an interception try, not the first of the game, by Sean Connor, and Neath finished them off. A second try for Richard Carter. Scott Williams, little wriggle and roll.
And in a try fest like that, what do the stats make of it all? Well, pretty much reflecting there in territory what we saw in the first half. Neath rightfully dominating that aspect of play. And certainly the possession was very well kept by both sides. And high handling errors, it was that sort of game, the ball was being thrown about. But we saw some good rugby amongst it all there.
Well, you know, 13 tries due, 8 to Neath, 5 to Newport. I suppose 2 were close runners for try of the game, either Barry Williams or Adrian Durston.
Yeah, we saw the Barry one, didn't we, and we thought it was very special. He picked up a very good angle, didn't he? He was one of the few forwards that got him in amongst the backs, and he followed it very, very well. As Phil mentioned in the comment, he had a lot of ground to make up. There you are, you can just see him off Connor's shoulder there, and that's just a back line and Barry Williams. So he knows he's got the work to do, but it's good inside support from the backs as well. They followed the ball, and there he is. He'd have known that was one pass away from glory, and he picked his angle and he finished it well.
Richard Carter looked sharp.
Yeah, he did. He's had a night to remember, hasn't he? A couple of tries. As we said at the beginning there, it's on TV. It's a great moment for him, an early opportunity, and he took it well.
There is the man of the match scoring, and here he is with Graham.
Barry, many congratulations. Perhaps the best try of the night, according to Eddie and Stewart, and you're the man of the match. Well done. Enjoy this evening?
Yeah, great, thanks. Took us quarter of an hour to warm up tonight. We missed some silly tackles. I missed one near the end, and you know what I mean, it's a great team effort, and it's a nice way to go out with Neath. We'd like to thank the supporters, Lynn Jones, Ike Eddie, everyone who's helped us here, and hopefully we put a show on tonight that everybody enjoyed.
Was there a feeling going into the game of disappointment, a bit of a hangover still from losing at Bridgend?
It wasn't so much about Bridgend, it was naturally we lost it. We went down with the wrong attitude. Probably think we should have won before we got there, but we learn by your mistakes, and really we should have been pushing Bridgend all the way, but we slipped up.
But now looking forward to next season and the new regional setup?
I am looking forward. The thing is, we got fitness testing on Tuesday, so end of season, I don't think so, not yet.
Barry, well done, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And so the season goes on for the modern rugby players. Talking of Llanelli, who spoilt Neath's championship title hopes, they've just lost to Cardiff, 28-27. Nick Warren with a late try, converted by Nick McLeod. The Scarlets going down at the Arms Park. Now then, there was a contender for try of the match, Adrian Durston's.
Yeah, it was. When we realised how many hands and phases this had gone through, this was a smasher as well. And Roland in the interpass amongst the forwards makes the space. They bust And what I liked about Neath tonight is they didn't overcommit when they found space. Duncan Jones immediately realised he was isolated, slowed up, looked for support. Watch Shane Williams here. Watch, it's so simple, but he straightens, keeps the space on the outside. Durston hugs the touchline. They had to make the numbers count. That was tremendous play from Shane Williams there. An intelligent rugby player, understanding what his role was in that movement and making sure that it wasn't messed up. Great play.
A try to make a coach drool. Here is Lynn Jones.
Lynn, Eddie said you must be drooling at some of those tries out there. You happy enough?
Eventually, yes. 21 unanswered points, and only unanswered, but we didn't put a tackle in for the first 15 minutes of the game, but we came together, and we're delighted, not just by scoring tries, but some of the rugby and speed that was out there was quite pleasing.
A nice way to go out at the end of the season.
Oh yes, it would have been such a disappointing finale if we'd gone down at home here, but very pleased that it's the end of 7 hard, long years of professional rugby at Neath, and I hope next year that the club can get back to what it's good at, and that's developing good rugby players and enjoyment and pushing onwards. But yeah, that's the end of an era, and it's a nice one to finish off on.
But roll on the new era.
Yes, always look forward, and you can see out there tonight lots of mistakes, and you can see lots of room for improvement from individuals in my region next year, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck into them.
Runners up in the Celtic League, runners up in the Welsh League. You going to win something next season?
Don't hold your breath. I did say I'd resign if I didn't win any silverware, and I'm off. That's it. I'm resigning. I'm jacking.
Well, stay on for at least one more season, and we'll see you next year.
Thanks, Graham.
Okay, well, of course, Lynn is leaving Neath, and he's going to be coach of Neath Swansea. Whatever they call themselves, it is the end of an era, really. Professional club rugby sort of ends here, and we look forward. Or do we, Stuart?
We do look forward. In fairness to Lynn Jones, he's been very, very positive about the whole process from the outset. And in the programme tonight, he's mentioned, you know, let's not all be downhearted. It's life goes on in Neath, but there's a new era beginning. He's got a very big challenge. I think he's in a wonderful position. He'd have been delighted to secure that coaching role, and the new work starts for Neath straight away.
Of course, it is not the end of club rugby as we know it, because on Sunday, Caerphilly have the biggest day in their club history when they take part in the Parker Pen Shield Final. It's the last cross-cultural clash of the rugby season, the only cross-border final in Europe. From France, classy Castres. And from Wales, Caerphilly, good cheese, big castle, and absolutely no chance of upsetting the odds. Or can they?
Well, it won't be that big a surprise to me, but you know, I'm certainly be a massive, massive surprise to all the pundits, and I don't think I've spoken to anybody yet. This gives us a cat and hell's chance of beating Castres.
The form book says Castres must win. It is big Castres against little Caerphilly.
Yes, but sometimes the mouse can eat the cat.
Will the mouse be eating the cat of Castres? Parker Pen Shield Final. Sunday starts at 12 o'clock. Bags of rugby on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. I hope they've changed since I played against them. They were a stinking team when I played against them in the European Cup. And I think they've still kept a lot of the abrasiveness, but they're a more disciplined side probably. And Mark's right, I don't give Caerphilly a chance at all. But let's hope Castres think the same.
Yeah, I think Castres have changed a bit. There was a famous incident where Pierre-Yves Revol ran onto the field in a Swansea game. Swansea Castres remonstrated with the referee. They haven't forgot it in Castres. They were giggling about it the other days too.
It wasn't funny if you were on the pitch, I think.
No, of course never was, Stuart. You can only giggle from afar. Phil Bennett is with us. Phil, what did you make of tonight, and what do you think of Caerphilly's finest hour on Sunday?
Well, first of all, tonight, Ed, I really enjoyed the match. You know, I thought there was quality handling out there. A lot of mistakes, but, you know, some of the running, especially for the Neath backs, was, I think, quite outstanding. Andy Powell had a great game for Newport. So a good end of the season and a great end to the all, really, quality rugby. But coming to Sunday, Ed, you know, you look at this Castor side and they're full of internationals, and even their hooker Ibanez, he's decided that it's not important enough for him. He's gone to play or sit on the bench for the Barbarians in Twickenham. It's going to be very hard for Caerphilly, but the one thing they do, they play with pride. They've got a lot of dignity about their game, and I think if they can really try and hold them up front, which is going to be a huge task, then they've got people like Justin Thomas behind the scrum, Booby in the centre, quality players who can shine. Let's hope they have a great day at Red Inn.
Just one thing, Phil. I mean, Castor have been really struggling all season. They've been pitched into sort of relegation battle, and they say they don't travel well. They can sometimes be appalling.
Yeah, sometimes you know you can catch the French off guard, and let's hope they're a little bit confident that perhaps they're not highly motivated for this, Ed. Because I know one thing, Caerphilly, I watched them over the last 10 years because I remember them coming into the leagues, and they'll be up for it, and it'll be a great, opportunity then to make good on Sunday and make themselves proud for Welsh rugby and themselves.
And of course, Stuart, for Mark Ring, it's a big day. One last showcase occasion for one of the most inventive thinkers to put his wares on the table.
Absolutely. I think we may have been disrespectful saying that we expect Caerphilly to throw it about. I think he'll be very keen to get his forwards going. Of course, it's a huge mental challenge for them as well, because they're going into the unknown. Castor will have this aura about them. But why not go out and enjoy it, and who knows it?
Day of big finals all round on Sunday later, 4 o'clock kickoff, or 4:45, there's Wasps against Bath. Welsh talent on display. Rob Howley.
Yeah, against Gareth Cooper. Yeah, that would be a great battle, and a lot of interest there for the Welsh rugby fans. And Gareth Cooper wanted to step out of the shadows, so that's a great final.
And Phil, just to go back to, I suppose it remains the centrepiece of the Euro finals. It's Perpignan against Toulouse in Dublin. How do you see that?
Well, I've got a funny feeling, Ed, that Perpignan who've come and they've had some great results come to Strady, beaten Llanelli, they've beaten Leinster in Lansdowne Road. They know what it's like to go there. Toulouse are firm favourites and brilliant on their day. But I've got this funny feeling that Perpignan will be really, really stoked up for this huge pack of forwards, and they could steal it in Dublin. But, you know, isn't it a pity there's not one Irish side there for what would be a fantastic occasion in Dublin?
Well, it's a pity Llanelli aren't there.
Yeah, the best chance this season, Ed.
I don't think when Llanelli lost to Perpignan that we expected them to go on to the final, and they have to go into that thinking they can win. Big ask against Toulouse.
Well, do you know, I don't think Perpignan actually set out thinking they were going to reach the European final, but as they've gone along, they've finished top of their group, then they beat the Scarlets at Stradey Park, then they won in Dublin. I think they're on this snowball ride, and it's gathering.
Wondering how the Llanelli boys will feel. Do you think they'll want Perpignan to win it, or would they rather them not? I don't know what sort of feeling that leaves with you.
Yeah, don't know.
To lose the eventual winners when it was just there for them, wasn't it?
Okay, Benny, just one last word on Caerphilly.
Yeah, I think, Ed, they'll go out there with lots of pride on Sunday. I think they'll give a good account of themselves, but possibly Castor too strong at the end of the day, but they won't let Welsh rugby down.
Cheers, Benny. Well done. Thanks for commentating tonight. Here we go, Stu. We keep on saying it's the end of the season, but it's not. Big weekend to come.
Big weekend. Some good finals there to be watched, and I don't think we'll see 13 tries there, but a lot of good rugby. No, of course. A lot of rugby on BBC this weekend. We've had a bit of a feast here tonight. End of season romp at the Knoll. Neath overcoming Newport by 52 points to 35. From now on, Europe takes centre stage. From the Knoll and from Scrum 5 Live, a very good night to you. Bye-bye.